I was walking out today and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna rush. The kids were like, oh, take me to school, mommy. And I was like, I need to get ready for the hairdressers.
It kind of started from, I just created a knitting page, and I used to absolutely love the little Toft crochet animals. So I just wanted a page to post all my Toft makes, you know?
Yeah.
And then I started connecting with people, and you start building up a community, and you're like, what, like before you know it, you're like, whoa, like what is going on? But it kind of just, it sprung from there. It was like a crazy whirlwind that it happened so quickly, to be honest. It was, but I'm very grateful for it, obviously, but yeah, it's just.
So did you have an Instagram page, or did you do
an Instagram page? So it was always James Makes Things.
Okay.
And then I just started posting the Toft animals, and then I've always had an appreciation for hand-dyed yarn. I've collected a lot of hand-dyed yarn. And then, with Toft used to do a lot of workshops that you could go and take part in. And one of them was for hand dyeing. So me and Matt went and did it together, and we absolutely loved it. So I just spent a year behind closed doors just playing around, dyeing yarn up and kind of getting a flow. It's not as easy as people think it looks like. It's very...
Is it messy?
It's messy. Mm-hmm. I ended up with a lot of brown murky yarn because you think, I'm going to throw all the bright colours on, but you've got to have a lot of colour theory with what colours will merge well together. And so there was a lot of brown yarn, even though it was meant to be pink. But you kind of learn. It's one of those, it's not a handbook. And it's like art. I think everyone has their own style.
Yeah.
Like you could hold my yarn up against another person's yarn, and you can see loads of different techniques that have been used, and everyone has their own kind of way of doing it. But there's not a handbook to say this is how you're meant to dye yarn. That's why I always call the yarn is like little mini pieces of artwork.
Yeah,
they're never going to be
canvases.
The same. They're never going to be the same. But so we just kind of played behind closed doors, and then lockdown happened. And then we had a lot of time to play, and I started putting some photos out, and people were going, are you going to start selling your yarn? And okay, maybe we'll give it a go. And then it sold out in an evening. We put the drop out, and then it all went in one evening. We're like,
oh my god,
gosh, okay. Let's try this then. Let's try. And it just kind of went from there. And we're so lucky. And obviously, since the wedding, people know that Matt is part of the business. That was his introduction.
How does he feel about that?
He's a very shy person.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people meet him at shows and know him from shows, and he doesn't like to be put out on social media. But yes, it is a joint effort. James makes yarn. I can officially say that. And Matt will be featuring more on the page now. I've kind of given that little nudge to say, yes, people want to know you as well as me. So
yes,
I mean, you've met Matt
he's
plenty of times.
Person, and I love his hair, by the way.
Thank you.
So nice. So did you find that people were buying more single skeins, or do people tend to buy quantity? Because I like, as a yarn collector, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you go to a show and you're like, well, I want everything, so I'm just going to buy one of each and never know what to do with it.
People's buying habits have changed so much. So lockdown, I would say, it was just people one of each colourway, and then I guess people would make socks or shawls, or like us, we love Larkabaga, so we'll just throw it all in. But definitely the past year at shows, I would say, people come with lists, and they know what they're coming for, and it's not so impulsive anymore, which I quite like. I like that, because you get some pictures of things being made more now, which is nice.
But
people's habits have definitely changed a lot.
That's interesting. I mean, I've certainly matured in that way too. I've gone that way. Where I'm very conscious that I have like, I never have a budget, but I have like an invisible budget for impulse buys, and then I have a budget for what I need, and I always prioritize what I need.
Yes, yes.
You know, but I think we learned that when we went to Copenhagen. We were walking into shops.
I was going to say, how was your shopping habits in Copenhagen? Did you kind of go, because I'm awful, depends if I have Matt with me.
Yeah.
If Matt's with me, I will second guess. But yeah, I can get a bit excited.
Yeah, me too.
And I love to buy into like brands that I love as well. So there's like certain dyers that I'm like, oh, I just love you. Like I go and chat to them, and then I get excited with them about the yarn. I'm like, I'll just take it all. Like I don't care. I'm just taking it all. So even though like I dye my own yarn, I still buy a lot from other dyers because I appreciate. I can't dye like them. So I appreciate their work. I want to knit with that as well because it excites me. So
yeah, it's just appreciation for other people's art.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean it's like, you know, designers. Just because you're a designer doesn't mean you can't knit other people's
100%,
designs. You know,
100%.
No, I feel that way, and I think when I went to Copenhagen, the first shop I went to was so beautiful and had so many amazing things.
Yeah.
I did my impulse buying there.
Yes.
But I didn't go overboard because I knew that I was going to go to other shops and I had to have projects in mind for the others.
Yeah.
So I got that out of my system and then spent the evenings with my best friend searching for patterns.
Okay.
Like we went to Knitting for Olive, so we spent the evening having a glass of wine and chatting about her patterns and what we were going to knit. What
was that store like? Because that is like my dream to go there.
Do you know what? It's like, I think it's Marmite for some people. I love the fact that it's kind of like, and I mean, people might not like this, but I say it's like the Argos of knitting.
Yes.
You go in, they have their stock on the shelves, and then you basically go to the counter and tell them how many of each you want.
Okay.
But additionally, it's very minimalistic.
Yeah.
They have the yarn across 2 walls, like so they have all the colors displayed in all their bases.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they have all their samples for all of their designs.
See, that would get me.
In a cupboard.
Yeah.
And then they have all the swatches of every possible combination, or as many as possible, because to do every single one is just they do have hundreds of swatches, but it gives you a feel for, you know, what the texture is like, what the colors look like together. It really just opens up that without restricting you and without controlling how you feel. Yeah. And the yarn is lovely.
Yeah. I would love to go. I would have to go with a plan though.
Yeah, I would go with at least an idea of what you want to knit, and then ask them for advice on choices.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things. If you're in Copenhagen, you just got to go and do it.
You have to do it.
You can't not do it.
Absolutely. I think it stands out from all the rest of those shops because it's very different.
Before I went into hair and everything, I used to be a merchandiser.
Okay.
And so I did BMing, and I have a very strong appreciation for like how layouts and I think their store is absolutely beautiful.
It is. Yeah, definitely the layout of it. Although it's minimalistic, you feel good. Yeah,
and it's very like, you can tell it's their brand. It's so strong. It's like clean. I just love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to go just to experience it.
Yeah.
I hear everyone just wears hand knits everywhere. Apparently you can spot a Sophie scarf so quickly.
Yeah, every shop has a version of the Sophie scarf. Everyone's wearing some kind of variety of it. Everyone's wearing hand knits.
Yeah.
No, the people are beautiful as well. So there's just, people watching is amazing there.
The fashion and everything looks really cool.
The fashion, come on. How to look casual but so stylish at the same time. Like I could do with a lesson in that.
Oh, stop. No, you dress fabulous.
Thank you. So, oh my God. So the wedding looked spectacular.
Thank you so much.
Every detail looked so and so beautiful.
That's Matt.
And, so Matt. Are you listening?
No, he was. It turned out exactly how we pictured it.
Yeah.
You know, we just wanted it to be super relaxed. We had it in like a Georgian house, and we just wanted it to be a bit like a house party. Lots of little rooms that people could just hang and chat, and not like super formal. And it was just perfect. The weather was perfect. We were so lucky because me and Matt just wanted a confetti shot. That's what we wanted. Was a confetti shot. And we got our confetti shot.
Oh, good.
And yeah, it was just really lovely, really nice. And yeah, just everything we wanted really. Just a bit sad it's over.
I know, all that preparation.
You spend a year talking about it, and when people, like, I do a lot of brides here, their hair, and they say, you've just got to try and enjoy it. You've got to enjoy it. And it's hard because it just flies by so quickly. But yeah, we've definitely got a little bit of wedding blues. But
yeah. Did you go on a mini moon already?
We went down to Cornwall for a couple of days, which was really nice. The weather again was perfect. We were so lucky. We had a little cottage by the sea, and yeah, just chilled and knitted and just nothing really. Because before the wedding we did Advent, so we had the biggest part of the year literally 2 weeks before our wedding. So that was, yeah, we got Advent out, did the wedding, and then me and Matt were just like, that was it. We just needed to just do nothing for a week.
I've received mine.
Oh, you got yours?
Oh yeah, and the box arrived and I was like, I know what that is.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I couldn't even
Have you opened
touch
it?
Well, I couldn't touch it for about a week.
Yeah.
And then finally I took it to my office and I was like, well, I need to see what's inside.
Yeah.
And I opened it and then I was like, sort of filming it because I wanted to post it in the story, and I was like, oh no, this is actually telling me something really important.
Yes,
I didn't read it, I promise. I was like, I need this to be a surprise.
Oh.
So I have my 5 skein advent calendar from you, and then I have another one that's on its way. So I'm gonna basically have 1 skein a week and then a mini skein a day. So I'm so excited about it.
Love that. People don't realise how long it takes us to wrap those skeins up.
It must be a crazy amount of work.
Weeks.
Yeah.
We had so much fun with the Beanie Baby colourway.
Yeah.
And normally we do our theme is Kitschmas or, you know, something like quirky. And then me and Matt were just sitting there and we're like, what if we did a continuation on from the Beanie Baby colourway? Because we had people had so much fun with it, and people have obviously got a lot of nostalgia like us. So we were like, there's so many cool Beanie Babies that we could make colourways of, like famous Beanie Babies. So on the back of that card does tell you what each colourway is inspired by. It has the poem that used to be in the Beanie Baby on the back as well. So you can read the poem, and it will match to like your yarn. So
I'm so excited.
Sorry, would you excuse me?
Yeah, go
pause,
for it.
pause.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Thanks, love. So do you know what you're going to make with your outfit?
No, I haven't looked. So basically, at the moment, I'm obsessed with the wave sweater. And which I already got some yarn for. But I think generally speaking, I'm obsessed with oversized sweaters.
Yes, same.
I want cozy and warm.
Yeah.
So I might just look for a plain, maybe like an Ozetta one.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
the shapes from them. Yeah.
I like her shapes and I like the oversized aspect of it.
Yeah.
She uses a lot of chunky yarn.
Yes.
So I'll see what meterage I find, and if I need more, I'll complement it with just like a nice pale solid. Maybe I could do like a cream or a grey.
That would look beautiful.
Yeah, it's just to allow the colours to really pop.
Yes.
I haven't seen them, so I haven't opened them, but I'm assuming they're going to be magnificently colourful.
No, they're really tall. No, I don't get it.
Are they earthy and really neutral?
Wow. You might be a bit disappointed.
No.
I have kept a set of the DK back for me. And I am going to make the stripe height sweater by Punto Fijo.
I love her.
It's 5 stripes, 5 different coloured stripes she uses in that jumper.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to either dye, or I might just quick, because I want to cast it on quickly. Some dark brown.
Love that.
Because it kind of goes with the teddy, the bear theme.
Yeah.
So like, I will frame it all with like a dark brown.
Okay.
And I feel like that would work well with the colours. Let me know what you think on Christmas Eve when you've opened them all.
I need a new December cast on.
Yes.
That's my goal. It's like a new December cast on. And could it be that I start knitting my advent?
Do it. That would
And
be
just
so
be surprised with every
fun.
colour and just not allow myself to overthink
Control
it.
them. So I will say,
Yeah.
we have done them in an order that flows nicely.
Okay, good.
So if you wanted to use them like in like a striped sweater,
Yeah.
personally I feel like I would knit my striped height sweater in the order I
In the
packaged
order.
them.
Okay, good
So
tip.
don't think I've just like packaged them. There's like, you know, if there's colours that, how do I say this? So for example, say there's like 2 skeins that have pink in them, they
Yeah.
are broken up with a completely different colour in the middle
Yeah.
of them.
Okay.
So there is like a flow to,
Okay,
a
I'm gonna
flow
go
to
with it. I think that's what I would do. I would just go with it, and then yeah,
That's really advent of you if you did that. Like just going for it.
watch this space.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. That if I end up doing something where I need more bulk, then I'll just complement it with just.
I will give you an exclusive. Well, it's not an exclusive. For the first time, we're actually going to open up pre-orders for the colours we have dyed for Beanie Babies. So if you wanted more of a certain colour, or you wanted to make a whole jumper out of one of the colours,
Yeah.
we are, after Christmas, I think, I can't remember what day we're planned it for,
Yeah.
we are opening up pre-orders for...
Remember, you need to have a honeymoon.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So yes, because me and Matt we really love the colours we've
Yeah.
dyed up. And normally we'll do Advent and then we'll move on to something new, but we really love it as a collection.
Yeah.
So we really want to offer people, especially me, there's one colour that I said to Matt, I'm making a jumper out of that. But
Just that one.
I love this
Yeah.
colour so much. So I'm going to make my stripe height jumper
Yeah.
because I love all the colours, but then I want one jumper just out of one of the colours, and I'm sure I'll make some hats and socks and
Yeah.
out of all the other. I love all of them, but yes, we are going to be offering.
That's good. That's so
orders.
good.
So if that sways any decision making with patterns and stuff, and you find one where you
It
need
probably
like
would.
1 or 2 extra skeins, you will be able to get some. You will be.
How very exciting. Okay, well, I'll bear that in mind when I'm looking. But yeah, I was thinking an Ozetta pattern
Yes.
would probably be.
Have you ever knitted one of their patterns before?
I haven't, but I hear that they're good.
I
What do you
love
think?
like the saddle shoulders. I'm making a Marcel jumper by Petite Knit at the moment out of the wedding colour, and I always say like the next, one colour jumper I would do, which will probably be the Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
I'll probably do one of the saddle shoulders. I think
Yeah.
it's such a cool construction.
I love it. I really, really love it. And I think because my shoulders tend to be broad, and so when I do raglan, it looks good, but sometimes it just doesn't suit my shape.
Do you know what? I've never got on, apart from obviously my Larky Bagger, but that I've knitted that like 5 sizes bigger than what is instructed for me. I've never got on with a raglan, and I always find they're too shaped to my body. Like I love a boxy jumper, that's my style, and This Marcel jumper, I love the construction. I put it on, it's so boxy. I'm so excited to finish it. It's one of those where you just keep going because you love it so much.
Yeah. I'm like on the cocoon side. I like something that sort of goes out and is baggy, but then kind of
rounded.
Comes in, because boxy's it's okay on me. If I'm wearing it with a like high-waisted skirt, but I really like the look of the baggy jeans with an oversized sweater, and I do. I like it when they come in, especially if it's like a long sweater. And it comes in at the bottom. I think it
just shapes it round.
It elongates your body. So I have that in mind. And the drop shoulder, I'm just a huge fan of it. I just love it. I think it's slouchy, cool, effortless, chic, all the things.
Yes.
So,
I'm much more baggy,
yeah.
It's just cozy. I feel like as I've gotten older, I just want to be comfy.
Me too.
It's funny, I studied fashion and I would literally really overthink what I used to dress like, but now I'm just like, I don't know if it's because of lockdown as well, my age and lockdown. I just like to be comfy. I just like to be comfy.
I like to be comfy as well, and I think that's why I focus so much on like color.
Yes.
And
I never thought of like looking at it from that, that angle, because I do play with color, but my silhouette is always, that boxy.
It's I think it's well, I mean, fashion is a way of self-expression. And it's like when they say, "Oh, you dress on purpose." Well, everybody dresses on purpose. You purposely decide to wear joggers because you want to be comfortable.
The famous scene from Devil Wears Prada, where she just because you go to your wardrobe and choose your lumpy blue sweater out, you think you've made an exemption, but really, that has been,
it's been
that has been,
Exactly. I really loved Giddy Aunt Yarns. Did you hear them?
Yes.
So they didn't do an advent was it last year or the year before? They didn't do an advent, they did a monthly subscription.
Okay.
Where they sent you 2 mini skeins.
Someone I watch on YouTube did that, and it looked really cool because you can make like a blanket, or I think it's such a cool. And do you know what? As a dyer, it completely takes the stress
Pressure
out.
off.
Me and Matt have seriously sat down after this year, and like it's so hard because we love doing the advent, but the wrapping of every single skein, the boxing it up is a lot of work. People really, truly don't understand. We'll go from 8:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, stopping for half an hour just for lunch, and your back is broken by the end of the day. Because I love it because people really, and I had one person message me already go, I can imagine the amount of work that's gone into wrapping this.
Good.
So I was like, I said that to Matt, and Matt was like, okay. But we are really taking a seat back and we're really reevaluating what we might do next year. We don't know whether we want to do the advent. People came to me and said, I love that you do the 5 days because it's not the standard minis, it's something a bit different. So me and Matt love that. I think you can make socks. You make 5 pairs of socks. You've got 100 gram skein of each colour. But we're really thinking, do we do like a mystery box on a theme next year? My friend Laura from Balika Yarn, she makes the most beautiful project bags, and we've already spoken. We're like, what if we do a project bag with a set of mini skeins and a big skein and stitch markers, but it's on a theme, and you don't know what the theme is. And our design, I'm saying this on camera, so Matt knows I've got to do it now. I designed some patterns to go with the box.
Oh, amazing.
So really you're getting like a whole mystery kit, and it'll be like either a cowl or socks, and you can choose to make which one, but it will use the yarn up, so you're not sat there going, what do I make with this yarn? But then you've got a beautiful project bag and little, trinkety bits, but then we don't have to sit and wrap thousands of skeins of yarn, but it still be presented really beautifully. We really try and put a lot of thought in with how we present the work. I don't know. Sound off in the comments. Let me know, please. It's such an investment, Advent. We are so appreciative of absolutely everyone who buys at Advent, because we know it's such. At the end of the day, it's a risk. You don't know what colours you'll get in. Hopefully, from hopefully you know the brand, so you kind of get the vibe of what we do. But it is such a big risk. Like it's an investment. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to put down. It's like a leap of faith. You know, you're like, you love yarn, you love hand dyed, you love the designer, the yarn dyer.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, well, it's in your hands. You know. But I think also when you do this kind of things, you have to be open-minded.
Definitely.
And you have to realize that, like, you know, sometimes you have to go with the flow, with the creative flow of the designer. That's what you're buying into.
Yeah. It's like we do the lucky dips.
Yeah.
We do a lot of lucky dips so we can practice new colorway. It's so funny with the lucky dips that you always get people sending you a picture of their yarn like months later and they're like, is this the original, you know, XYZ like you've just released? And I'm like, well, you can see the inspirations come from, because me, like, we'll have so much fun, me and Matt Diner, for the lucky dips, and we'll write down the recipes and we're like, oh, we absolutely love that one, that could fit into a collection here, this could be a Christmas yarn, this could be, you know, and it's just so funny when people message you like, is this the original Beanie Baby, or is this the, you know, the original wedding day colour, and you're just like, yeah, don't you know?
Nice, it's good when people feel special as
Yeah,
well.
he's like, yeah, you've got the original.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I mean, there's some years I don't get advents, and you know, well, that time I was like, I can't just put down a full bang, so I'm going to do this gradually.
It's such a great way of doing that.
But I love the idea of having a pattern too, because it really narrows down the choices, and for people who can't decide and just want a bit
You've
of
got
inspiration.
everything in a box, and you've got a cute bag to put it in. So yeah, we might do that.
So you're designing.
I'm designing more.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Because your bubble socks are a huge hit, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I love my bubble socks.
They are great.
Would I call myself a lazy knitter? I love stockinette. I just love knitting plain stockinette. It's just super easy, super simple. So I just love that. You know, it's 5 contrast sets of bubbles, and you can knit that in an evening, and then you've just got a nice pair of socks to knit at the end. It's just so simple.
Yeah. What's your preferred heel method?
Ooh, so my one in the bubblegum socks is a very just simple stockinette. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I wanted the pattern to be just super simple. If someone's like a new sock knitter or like an adventurous sock knitter, you know, it's pretty simple for that. But in terms of my favourite heel, I used to cut my heels in a lot.
Did you?
I used to just knit tubes. I love stockinette. Okay. So I used to knit a lot of tubes and just cut the heel in and turn it thicker. Do you know what? It's so fun.
Steeking freaks me out. It just freaks me out. Even thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god, you just cut your knitting.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I will say this for everyone out there. If you're scared of steeking, do it. It's the best thing I've ever done. The Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West, I did steeking, and to knit it flat, finger in weight, oversized cardigan, we change every 5 rows the colours, is crazy. Like all that purling is ridiculous. So I thought, you know what? I saw her name on YouTube, Vine, and she was knitting one at the time, and she steeped hers, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I put it away for a year. I was like, I can't touch this cardigan. I knitted half of it. I said to Matt, I'm gonna just get rid of it. I can't do this cardigan. It's like, even just knitting it around and fingering oversized was just driving me wild. Yeah. And Matt was like, go on, just finish it. So I finished it. Then it sat for another month. I was like, I can't steek it. I just can't bring myself around to steek it. I did it. It doesn't unravel because it's obviously the stitches, the way they're knitted, it doesn't unravel lengthways. Right, It unravels this way. Yeah. So I gave myself like a good gap in between, so it must have been 10 stitches. Yeah. But because it's fingering anyway, you just roll it up and seam it on the inside when you're done. But I loved it, I had so much fun. Like it was quite like thrilling to do it. Matt was like, you're shaking, like just get on, because we recorded it as well. If you go on my Instagram, I've got the video up. He's like, you're shaking, and I was like, right, just give me a minute, and I just went for it. It was amazing. It was amazing.
It just freaks me out. It's also like when you drop a stitch and then you let it. What's that called? It's like laddering.
Yeah, laddering. Yes.
Oh, that freaks me out too.
It looks cool though.
It does look cool. There's a couple of sweaters I've got in my favorites that I'm thinking, oh, but one step at a time.
Yes. What are you knitting on at the moment?
Well, this is a Christmas surprise, but
Oh.
he doesn't watch my videos. So so I'm knitting a sweater for David at the minute.
Amazing.
I'm knitting the Pierre pullover by Stephen West.
Okay.
And it's turning out beautifully.
What colour are you doing?
Well, he wanted neutrals. He wanted like creams and browns, and so I went to Bird Street Yarn.
Yes.
Who are just such lovely
They're really
people.
good.
And I found the exact colorways that matched his brief.
Perfect.
And I started knitting it, but I'm finding that like doing the what's it called when you when you do the ribbing, but it's like you put your needle through the back of the
knit through like the back loop.
I always forget.
Don't know what the
I don't know. Anyway, it's hurting my hands, and so I'm going at it very slowly because you're changing stitches every 12 rows or so.
Yeah.
So when I get to those difficult ones, they're not difficult. They're just strain my hands. I slow down. Plus, it's like 360 stitches for every round, and I really resent that. But which is why I'm holding back on the oversized sweaters.
Yeah.
Well, there's a joke in the family because 3 years ago I started knitting him a fatigue cap.
Yeah.
Based on a 1940s pattern that the BNA released.
Okay.
And the idea behind it was to try to replicate the process of women and children in schools knitting these garments to keep soldiers warm during the war effort.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, hats off to them. So basically, I started knitting this fatigue cap about 3 years ago, and it's basically a tube, a 36-inch tube in fingering, light fingering, almost lace. So I found the vintage replica yarn in the vintage color.
Yeah.
To go with the pattern. I knitted and I was like, I'm so sick of this right now. So I stopped. So he always made a joke. It's like, oh yeah, like that hat you never finished.
Oh.
So I pulled it out, and of course I'm much faster now knitting. And I'm almost finished.
You're doing it.
I'm like half an inch away from finishing it.
So exciting.
So
I love that when you get an old. That's like the bubble cardigan. Like when you get it back out, you kind of like get that reignited love for it, and you just go.
Isn't it weird that you can actually fall in love with it all over again? My motto at the moment is finishing old projects, basically whips, so that I can cast on a new one and feel really, really satisfied.
Yeah.
So
do you have a lot of projects, or I feel like
Dozens.
is the word monogamous?
Monogamous knitter?
I'm a monogamous knitter.
Are you?
I get really antsy if I have lots of projects on the go. I'll have like a hat, a pair of slippers and a jumper. Like I won't have like 2 jumpers on the go. It always has to be. It like throws me a little bit. I get scared that I'm gonna forget where I am in the project. I think that's my worry.
Which I do. And case in point, I have a jumper that I started knitting with a knit along. I got so far into it, and then I started knitting the sleeves, and I was like, I'm so done with this right now. And I put it down. I picked it up the other day, and I made a mistake because I lost where I was. No. I can undo it, but I realized I need to pick this up when I finish another. Hence the hat. So David's gonna have a finished hat.
Amazing.
For Christmas, and his birthday's shortly after. So once I finish his hat, I have to race against time to finish his jumper.
Yeah.
So he finally has not one but 2 things.
Oh, have you knitted him a jumper before?
No.
Do you believe in the sweater curse?
What's the sweater curse?
That you should never make a jumper for your loved one because you end up breaking up.
Really?
I mean, that's probably. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, love.
That's so funny.
That's probably my excuse not to knit for my hat, but
I don't love it. I really don't love it because I feel like there's more pressure, and because I knit so many projects at the same time, and I get easily distracted.
Yeah. I
always feel like when I'm knitting, he's sort of wondering where is mine.
Yeah.
You know, so I do feel that pressure and eyes on me. And if my kids go, Mommy, can you knit me something? I will prioritize them over him because he's much smaller.
Your gloves were beautiful.
So that was your Grinch
Yes.
Stole Christmas
I
colorway.
love those colours so much.
And I wound it up and I started knitting something else and I was like, this is not working for this specific. I was going to knit some socks with them, with some like bright neon stripes.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh mommy, can you knit me? I was like, I know exactly the colorway.
They look fabulous.
Yeah.
They look fabulous.
They're great. Really, really great. I want a pair now. And they're so quick to knit up as well.
Yeah. Oh, it looks fantastic.
So yeah, no, I have tons of projects, but I am like I finished the Saturday Shrug, which I had on my needles for ages, so that's done.
That's such a cool pattern.
So it seems like I've been really prolific, but actually what I'm doing is just finishing stuff that it was like 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah.
So I'm ahead of the game on most of them. Have you ever done the like Instagram Christmas Advent where you post photos of certain things?
No, I haven't. Are you gonna do it?
I have, and I enjoy it. Sometimes I get a bit cut out, but I'm gonna do a nitty one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm gonna post it so that people can choose to do it.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to fill your feed and also to just think about.
Makes you think about different things. Yeah. Yeah. I would, but obviously with working in the hairdressers, it's like we work some days. It's manic.
You have no time to be like, oh, what light? I'm going to photograph the light above my head.
It's funny as well because before Matt came full time at James Makes Yarn, he did styling and he worked with like photographers and stuff. So can I just say, those easy shop look photos on my Instagram probably took us about 45 minutes to get that shot. Yeah. So if I was to do 24 photos, I think I will be divorced by Christmas Eve.
It'll be February, so I'm still doing my advent.
Literally.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I feel like you need to crochet this.
Oh, I love a shirt like a...
That's like the shirt that I crocheted. It looks really similar, but you just carry on with the sleeves.
So good.
And you have a beautiful browny, mustardy color, don't you?
Yes.
Which is stunning. Oh my god, I love that. Oh. I'm gonna send that to you.
Yeah,
just
do
because I
it.
can. No, I just said, I said to David, I'm putting some color in. I mean, it looks amazing though. Like you've covered my grays so beautifully as well.
Yeah, it's blended really nicely, doesn't it, that root colour? And that's the thing, I love how hair and yarn dyeing are so similar in the way that you've got to know colour theory. And you know, sometimes we'll dye a yarn and we're not completely happy with how the colours turned out, so we'll layer it with more colour and we'll know that that colour will react really beautifully with that and kind of turn something that we're not super happy with into something amazing.
Yeah.
And do you know what, half the time that's the yarn that everyone always goes crazy for. Can you dye that up again? I'm like, that's a one of a kind, that's it.